Sony, why must you do these things to me? I literally just got the 24mm G Master 2 weeks ago. And then today, you got the nerve to come out with a 20mm F1.8 G lens that is almost the same thing as this. Oh man, we got to talk about this. What up, y'all? Terry Warfield. I hope you're having a good day so far. If this is your first time on my channel, a big fat welcome to you. And if you're part of the fam, you're part of the squad, you came back, welcome back. Make sure you drop a hashtag up in here just so I know you're up in the comments. But yeah, today Sony just came out of nowhere with a new 20mm F1.8 G lens that is priced at $899, and it looks fantastic. Now, I didn't get a review copy. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm still trying to make my way up to that point, but I have watched a few of my favorite channels out there, specifically Manny Ortiz, Peter Lindgren, Pierre Lambert, and Everyday Dad. I've watched their videos on the 20mm F1.8, which I'll link their videos in the description. And based off of those videos, because they all have basically said some of the same things, I think now I got enough information to talk intelligently about it when it comes to the 24mm F1.4 versus the 20mm F1.8. Now, I'm not gonna compare them. Obviously, I don't have one. What I do wanna do is talk about, should I return this lens or not, because I'm within my 30 days and this thing after taxes is $1,500. I really love the G Master because it's a G Master. G Masters are literally like the best glass that Sony can offer. They have the best build quality, the best optics, specialized coatings, normally the most controls on the outside, and they just work, and they work good. And G lenses are only a step behind it. In this particular time, Sony has literally copied everything about the 24 and put it on the 20. Everything is the same, besides it's a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter. It's got the same aperture ring. It's got the same aperture D-click switch on it. It's got the same autofocus manual switch on it. It's got the same customizable button. It's weather sealed, and everything else that this lens offers, that lens offers. And it's 20mm versus 24, which I'll talk about in 1 second, and F1.8 versus F1.4, which I'll go back to in 1 second. Now, from their videos, I've deducted that the 20mm is only a hair less sharp than the 24mm G Master, almost imperceptible, unless you at that creep level 1-to-1 size. Obviously, the G Master handles things like ghosting, chromatic aberration, flare and stuff a tad bit better, but from what I saw, is not a huge difference. These are the two things I'm considering specifically, because everything else is almost apples to apples when it comes to if I should keep this or return it for the cheaper one. Number one, 24mm versus 20. 24mm is indeed my favorite length for this type of stuff. YouTube stuff, general video. I really love using 24mm. I use the Sigma 16mm, which, by the way, I got a comparison video between this and the 16, which sounds crazy, but a lot of people have been asking for it. That drops tomorrow, but I've been using the 16mm in crop mode, which is effectively 24mm. I also have a Viltrox 20mm F1.8. This thing is fully manual. Now, you wouldn't think that the difference between 24 and 20 would be big, but it's pretty big, man. Especially if you like in the astrophotography, for vlog stuff, you could get more of the background in there. For interior shots and stuff like that, that extra 4mm does count. I've never been able to vlog with a 20mm because this is a manual lens. However, I don't know, I think it might be a little bit wider than what I'm used to. That doesn't mean that I can't get used to it. But anyways, that's the first thing. 24 versus 20. Would I be able to deal with going to a 20mm versus a 24? The second thing is the maximum aperture. Max aperture on the G Master is f1.4. On the new 20mm is f1.8. Now, is that a big deal? No, it's really not. The average person, if you shoot both wide open, the depth of field difference is so tiny. You have to be, again, at that creep level 1-to-1 size to be able to spot that the f1.4 is more shallow. Where it will come into play is in lower light situations, where on Sony it's not really a big deal because these things can basically freaking see in the dark. But it might mean the difference between a shot at ISO 400 and a shot at ISO 640 or 800, which can make a difference when it comes to your final image. So yeah, those are two things that I gotta consider. For me, it's like, oh man, are those two things that the G Master offers over the 20mm G lens worth the extra 500 bucks? The answer is, I don't freaking know. And that's why I'm making this video. So I guess, what would you do, man? What would you do? Would you keep the G Master because it's the creme de la creme of what Sony offers? Or would you maybe trade it in and get some of your money back to get a lens that's 40% cheaper, that's almost 95% just as good? I am so curious to hear your thoughts. Anyways, Let me know what you think in the description. Like I said, new video coming tomorrow, so stay tuned. I appreciate y'all spending y'all time with me this afternoon, and that's all I got. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Terry Warfield. Peace.